Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Adam Snyder here with Homemade Entrepreneur, and today, well, first off, just want to say, I'm sorry. I think I've let some people down, or kind of not misrepresented. Well, I guess kind of misrepresented exactly how much I was making off my inventory on Amazon, and the reason I say that is because I got a question. I got email with a couple questions asking how I make 100% return on investment. It almost seems unreal. How could I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and make 100% return on that? Well, I make 100% return on investment on a lot of my stuff. There's other things I make. Well, okay, some stuff I lose money on because it just doesn't sell. It doesn't sell. There's a race to the bottom, and by the time my item were to sell, either the ranking has jumped, and so I don't want it sitting there. I'd rather use that money. If I have to take a 50-cent loss on a couple items and I get $20, $30 back, I'm gonna do that every time. Okay, not every time. I'm gonna do that quite a bit just to get my money out of a certain item and just push it over into something else. So let me talk about why I make 100% return on investment on some items, but in reality, when you take all the expenses out, it drops it down. So let's say I spend, let's just go with $100. Okay, so I spend $100. I'm gonna make $100 off that item. Okay. So off that $100 item, I make $200. Well, technically, got $100. So this is my profit. This is my item. Total minus the item. Back to $100 profit. I don't think I need to do all that math, but anyway, that's just what's going on in my head. So I'm gonna explain it to you. So that's my $100 profit minus, let's say it cost me, let's say, let's just go with round numbers, $5 for shipping. Okay, and by the $100 profit that I'm showing you on these, that is including the fees that Amazon is charging. Okay, so that's where I'm getting it. So it's 100% return on investment after the Amazon fees, but not including shipping. Let's say it needs $2 for packaging. Let's say I'm not doing the packaging, so let's say it takes an employee. We'll go with another $2 for employee. For employee cost, maybe that's 5-10 minutes doing something. So employee cost gets me down to $91, and then so with that $91, let's say I make, let's say I have 10 of those. Okay, so $910 is what I'm making profit off of that $100 item, or a $100 item, but I have 10 of them. Okay, so $910. So let's say that's what I'm making in a month. Okay, then you got minus lights, internet, inventory lab, minus, see what else, phone, gas, employee costs. I know I added it here, but the reason I'm adding it here is because usually things will touch more than one employee's hands before it leaves. So employee costs, see what else could be missing, lights, internet, inventory lab, phone, gas, employee costs. Already got packaging over here. Already have shipping, have the cost of the item. Let's see, warehouse. No, it's not just a warehouse. Get rid of the H. Warehouse. Let's see. Car. If you do not have a company car that you use strictly for going and finding inventory, do not add in your car payment. I see a lot of people do that, and when you're running a business, you need to keep your personal and your business stuff separate. So if you do not have a car strictly for business, don't put it in here. Let's see what else. I don't know. There's more stuff. So we'll put all that. So let's say all this stuff right here equals, I don't know, well, warehouse, take away that. So you can kind of see, let's say this, let's say this is 50% right here. Say 50% of that, so what was that? $4.55. So out of the $100 item, you got 10 of those. So spent $1,000 on it, but I'm profiting 910. So minus, well, that's already the minus half, but that's kind of showing you a little bit. So $455 is what I'm making from 10 of those $100 items. So that was that 45%, 45.5% is what I'm making. This is more of a realistic 45.5%. Wish my writing's a little bit better. It's not. 45.5%. That's more of a realistic number as to what I'm making once you deduct all your expenses. And so, yes, do I make 100% return on investment on a lot of items? Yes, I do. Do I find items I spend $100, make $100? They're out there. You can find them. If you're buying wholesale, you can find them. If you're buying pallets, you can find those. What else? A lot of stuff that you're finding off of Craigslist. Some yard sale stuff. You can find books that make a decent amount of money. So that's something you need to look at as well. But you need to understand, do I make 100% return on investment initially? Yes, I do on a lot of items. But once you take out expenses, you're looking more around 50%. Even there's some that are even less than that. So the question that I got, which it was kind of a two-part question. One was, how do you make 100% return on investment in every single item? First off, I don't. Okay, I do not make 100% return on investment every single time. Do I, aim for that? Is that a goal of mine? Yes, it is. Is it realistic? No, it's not. Okay, and the second thing was, what is a realistic number? Is 50%? Is 100%? 45.5? What's a realistic number as to what somebody could expect to make? Let's say they spend $1,000 or $10,000 or $100,000 a year. What could they expect to make, which would be realistic, which is not only achievable, but it's something that you can sustain long term. A lot of people say between 20 and 30% is very achievable, which it is. But those usually people are doing retail arbitrage, online arbitrage. When you get into wholesale, private label, things like that, you should be able to make more. Your margins are a little bit bigger. So with that said, if you're doing online arbitrage and retail arbitrage, chances are your profit margins, they're going to be closer to 30% when it's all said and done after you deduct your expenses. If you're doing wholesale and you're doing private label products, you should be closer to 50 to 60%. If you're mixing them and you have a pretty even match or pretty even mix between arbitrage and wholesale and private label, you should be right around 40 to 50%. So that's why I say 50% is a great number to have, but you try to shoot for like 80 to 100%, if not more. Obviously more is better, but you try to shoot for 80%. And the reason is you will have expenses. You need to pay for stuff. Something I didn't put in here is like office supplies, which it's not in packaging really, because you got, packaging could just be a box, could be a poly bag, could be, tape, things like that. It might not include a Dymo label, or whatever label you use. Maybe you have to buy a new scanner, new barcode scanner every 6 months. Maybe yours just breaks, or who knows what happens. You need to factor that into your office cost. Okay, just keep that in mind. But like I said, aim for right around 50% after your expenses, because you will have taxes on that, which I didn't include it either. So keep that in mind. If you have any questions on how I came up with the number, if you need help coming up with a number for yourself, if you need coaching coming up, we'll be doing another coaching thing to start 2016. I'm hoping to get another group of clients that are wanting to learn the business, wanting to learn how they can make money. Yeah, everyone's coming up with New Year's resolutions, which is great, but if you don't act on those resolutions, they're just lofty goals. You just write them down, forget about your list the next day. So if you need help with that, contact me, send me an email. Email address is homemade-entrepreneur@gmail.com, or comment below. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. If you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, click that button right there, become one today, and I'll see you guys on the next video. How you guys talk?